Boy, I have a lot to say about this movie, and unfortunately I already know that a lot of people are not gonna like what I have to say. So I just literally came back from watching the new Napoleon movie. This is directed by Ridley Scott. We all know him from the amazing, beautiful movie that is Gladiator. We've all seen it. We all know what it is. We all know what a masterpiece it is. I was pretty excited to see this movie. I love autobiography movies. Oppenheimer was one of my favorite movies of this year. So when I saw that Ridley Scott was directing a Napoleon movie, of course I was really excited, and the fact that he got Joaquin Phoenix to lead the role was like, oh my god. So let's start with the good in this movie. The battle scenes are amazing. The fact that you can zoom out, see the entire battle, and still be able to distinguish between the French and the Austrian or the Prussians, whoever they were going up against, was amazing. Some of the battle scenes were literally sticking to my mind. Like, that is so freaking cool. The cavalry, just the zooming out, the scenic, like, it was just amazing. The battle scenes were legitimately some of the best I've seen in movies for a very long time. The battle scenes, fantastic. They were really, honestly, like, amazing to look at, and I have nothing else to say about it. They were just great. Costumes, holy god, the costumes. They were beautiful. The soldiers looked like soldiers. The generals looked like generals. Like, the royalty looked like royalty, and it felt like it was like real fabric. It didn't feel cheap in the slightest. You could go into some of these uniforms and zoom in and see just the detailed put in some of these costumes. They were great. Honestly, they should get an Oscar just for the costume design. Okay, like, it was that amazing. There were a few costumes that I was like, wow, that is beautiful. And especially as a military person myself, like, some of the uniforms that the French wore, it was just gorgeous to look at. Oh my god. The set designs were amazing. Like, it felt like I was there. The CGI, there were a few spots that you could spot a little bit of the CGI, but it never took me away from the movie. I was still very much enthralled in the whole thing. I was like, this is amazing, and it looks great. The cinematography overall, not disappointing, felt great, felt like I was there. Overall, amazing. So let's get into the bad stuff. And oh man, there's a lot of bad stuff in this movie. Overall, Joaquin Phoenix in this movie, it's not his best role, I will say. Just overall, I was not a fan of him in this movie. I didn't think that this was one of his best works. And this is coming from someone that absolutely loves the Joker movie. I thought he was amazing, and I want to see more of him in it. I thought it was great. This movie, it was lackluster. He was not at the top of his game. Then try to give him a French accent. He was just talking like a regular American, and it really took you off of the movie. It was not great, especially when you have other actors around Joaquin Phoenix that were actually trying to sound, I don't know, French or European or something other than American. They were trying their best. Not everyone succeeded, but they were trying their best. And Joaquin Phoenix was not one of them. Vanessa Kirby as Josephine, oh, I mean, we'll get there, but overall she was fine. She was not a standout. On the contrary, she's part of the problem, and I'll get into that later. There was this other guy, I forgot his name, I'll put an image of it. I thought that he was great, and every time he was on scene, he grabbed my attention. Like, I was paying attention to what he was saying. Like, it was like important every time he was on scene. So I thought that he was great. I just completely forgot the name, and I did not catch the name in the movie, and I just came from the movie. The plot has a lot of problems. Structurally, it is not sound. So basically, and spoilers, so if you don't want to see anything, spoilers ahead. I went into it thinking that this is all about Napoleon, about the battles, about what made him the recognizable name that we all know him as, Napoleon Bonaparte. Who was he? That's what I wanted to know. What was his beginning? What made the French people love him so much that they would go to war for this man? What gave him the power of being Napoleon Bonaparte? That's what I wanted to know. This movie was not about that. It was, half of the movie was about, yes, some of the battle scenes and some of the strategic, like, he was a brilliant strategist when it came to war, but the majority of it was all about the relationship between him and Josephine. And that was distracting, one. Two, not interesting in the slightest. You know, cheating on her and she was cheating on him, and they were having marital problems all of a sudden. Who wasn't? Have you heard of England? They were having all sorts of crazy shenanigans going on, but we don't care. Majority of Act 1 and 2 was their relationship, and I didn't care. I wanted to, like, all right guys, come on, please, I don't care. I just want to see the battles. Let's go. You don't get that in the slightest in this movie. It was mostly about the marital problems and about the two of them trying to get an heir to the throne and their marriage and then their eventual divorce. Honestly, was the thing that I think brought the movie down significantly. And I wrote everything down because I had a lot of issues with that. So there's a lot of fornication scenes in this movie that, number one, are really out of place, and two, came out as kind of funny. It was very uncomfortable. I'm a person that I don't want to see that in theaters. Like, yeah, you can hint to it that, oh, they just came from, you know, doing the deed and all that stuff, but you don't need to show us, okay? We all know that that's not how it is in real life, but thank you. And apparently that's why this movie is rated R. It was just needless. It really was. It had no purpose in the movie other than just being there to make the movie rated R, I guess, but whatever. It never shows why the people love Napoleon, why they were willing to stand up for this man that eventually did lead to the death of 3 million French people. It was horrific, but why did they follow him in battle? I wanted to see more of that, and that was just not there. It kind of took you off of the movie, and it was not great. I wanted to see more of what his thinking was, and we kind of got glimpses of that in the movie. There were times where he would say lines like, "Peace by any means necessary," and that's like, ooh, that's kind of messed up, because then that justifies him doing what he was doing, sending his men off to battle, knowing that they're not gonna make it, but he was okay with that as long as he would achieve peace. All know Napoleon as being the dictator. He took over the French, like, the empire, and he led a coup towards the people that were running it, but we don't see the other side of the coin, which is why he did those things. You kind of catch glimpses of it in the movie. He keeps stating in the movie he loves France. France is his passion. It's his homeland. He wants to do anything and everything to protect it, and he's willing to achieve peace by any means necessary so that France can be superior. That is very well put in the movie. It just doesn't happen often enough. We don't see it enough, which sucks, because that part was great when we could literally see why he was doing the things that he was doing, even though they were clearly wrong. Napoleon as the character was very underdeveloped. So there's a beginning battle scene in Act 1 where we kind of see him swinging his sword, and he's not that great. He's kind of fumbling around, falls around, people throw him out, like, you know, he's not doing great in battle. What I expected to see was, like, at the last battle of the movie, that you can just see him like swinging the sword, that knew how to use it, someone with experience. We don't get that here, and it's kind of disappointing. Was the passage of time is not well translated. No one ages in this movie, other than Napoleon losing a little bit of his hair, but even that, it's like, no one ages, everyone stays the same, the hair doesn't go gray, like nothing. Everyone just looks amazing, even when they're like in their 40s or 50s. It just happens. It was very annoying. I did not like that, and that was really hard for me to keep up. Thank God the movie has like little like lines that like say the date where you're at and which battle it is, but even then the story is so, I don't know where I'm at and what time or what era, or why are we in the battle that we're at? What is going on in the world that we're doing these battles? We're not giving the information as to what is going on in the rest of the world, as to why these two major countries are battling. We're just like, hey, we're in Egypt and we're gonna go to war. Why? I don't know. We're just there. Cool. Thank you for telling us. We're in France. Wham! We're in a battle. We're somewhere in the countryside in France. Wham! Another battle. And we're just there. And we're just like, the audience is just along for the ride. And we're just, okay, cool. Music was... It was not, like I said, I just came from the theater and I don't remember the music in the slightest. So very forgettable, nothing special, not Gladiator, that's for sure. The CGI was really not good in some instances. Again, it was good for some of the scenic shots, but there was like a scene in Act 1 where it was like, oh, that is very blatantly CGI. I really wanted to like this movie, guys. I really wanted to like this movie. It was just bland, disappointing, not what I was expecting. And it's just sad because I really wanted to like this movie. Also, the trailer, studios, can you stop showing so much in trailers? Because you guys revealed a major thing that happened in one of the battles in this movie, and it sucks. It sucks because of it. You guys decided to put that major battle in the trailer, and we're just like, oh, I already seen it. Thank you. Why did you do that? Stop doing that. Honestly, I just suggest people don't even watch trailers anymore. Just go to the movie and watch it, because if you watch the trailer, you might have seen half of the movie already, which is kind of what happens here. It was just not what I was expecting, not at all. Very disappointing. Again, this is not the fault of any of the actors. The actors are, you know, they're doing their best with what they're giving. Overall, I feel like Ridley Scott has not been having a good track record. I don't know what is going on with that man, because he directed masterpieces before, and all of a sudden he's just having a fallout, and it's bad. But anyway, those are all my thoughts. What are yours? Please put them in the comment section below. If you have any books about Napoleon's life that you guys recommend I should read in order to learn more about the Napoleon Bonaparte, please do leave them in the comment section. I love to read, and I'll see you all on the next movie review. Bye.